Hello, all. I'm Tone. To my left is my best friend. I'll let him introduce himself.
Hey, I'm Andy.
Hey, that's Andy. We're your Dweeb Queens. Welcome to the Dweeb Queens channel. We're going to talk about today a lot of things, some things, but more specifically, Shazam.
Shazam just came
Shazam.
out
Captain
a little
Marvel.
bit ago.
More like the better Captain Marvel, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Take that, feminists. We got him. Who has a higher score on Rotten Tomatoes?
Check
Got him.
check one for men.
Check yourselves next time.
Finally, we get a victory.
I know. God, we've been oppressed for too long. Now we're rising
One
up.
movie was higher reviewed on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah. It's because Zachary Levi doesn't hate men. I would fuck him before I would fuck Brie Larson, so.
He's a handsome dude.
I'm just kidding. Nerds don't like gays, let's be honest.
Yeah.
You know those nerds do not like
any kind
gay
of minority
people
group.
at all. Yeah, they don't like minorities or gay people, so. You know.
Gay people are a minority.
Damn. It's amazing how off track we get every single time. But
it always comes back to us making fun of toxic nerds.
I know. It's because I hate toxic nerds. I hate them. I hate them so much. We'll just dedicate.
Just like what you like.
I know.
Like...
Everyone shut the fuck up. But I'm going to talk to you about Shazam. We're going to do spoiler free and then get into some spoilers. But I talked about it in last week's episode and I loved it. I loved it a lot. It was cheesy, but it was great in that way. It was generic, but it was so fun and lighthearted and in a great tone that it didn't really matter that much. And it kind of felt a little bit different and unique, in my opinion. So, yeah, what are your thoughts on it?
I cannot say that I loved it.
God, 2 episodes, man.
I know. I'm just the contrarian now.
I'm not so great.
I had. Should we avoid saying fun?
Yeah, you know what?
that
a
seems
lot of
like
people...
a difficult thing.
Yeah.
I don't think that's doable.
Okay.
I had a good time with it.
All right.
Overall. There's stuff I could definitely pick apart that I did not like about it.
Yeah.
But overall, it was enjoyable, I'd say. There were a few parts that were kind of a slog to get through for me.
Yeah.
But it was a good time. I thought it was a little cliche sometimes. You said it felt unique. I kind of disagree.
Okay.
But yeah, I enjoyed it. Probably not as much as Aquaman.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I love this movie way more than I loved Aquaman. Like by a mile.
Wonder Woman.
Do you want me to say
like,
it?
Is it your favorite?
It's my favorite. It's my favorite.
Favorite DCU movie?
It's my favorite.
Wow.
I really loved it. There's something about it that I just... Well, kind of unbiased, but then again, Superman's my one of my favorite DC characters, and his movies haven't been my favorite. But Captain Marvel or Shazam has always been my favorite comic character. Ever since the Justice League Unlimited episode way back in the day, I was like, whoa, he's a kid who's an adult? I was like, that's sick. Let's read up on him. So I looked him up, read all these comic books, and the new 52 run came out, which I thought was great, which is what the movie's kind of based off of, with a little bit of the old, timey era of Captain Marvel or Shazam. So, just of the tone-wise and how much of a good time I had watching it, that's why I like it more. Because I could watch this movie on an endless loop and kind of laugh at some of it, because it's a good time. It's a good time for my eyes. It's a good time for my ears. So, I thought the acting in it was great. I thought Zachary Levi was super good in that role of Shazam. just
Yeah,
a kid who's an adult with
he was
superpowers.
great.
Yeah, when we get into the spoiler
One
talk, I'll talk
one of
about it.
my main issues. I think everybody individually was great. I think there was a real um, disconnect between uh, Asher Angel acting as Billy and Zach Levi acting.
So what I said in the last like episode, how it just kind of felt like they didn't line up too much.
They did not feel like the same person at all. Like Billy is like kind of a dickhead throughout the whole movie, and just kind of like shy and reserved. And it makes sense for him to be less like reserved when he's a superhero, but he's full on like, you know, doing shit for money, like performing for money, and like being goofy the whole time, which is great. You know, that's the stuff that worked the best for me. There was a big disconnect where I did not see them as the same character.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of got the same thing too. I kind of just thought, because when he is Shazam, he kind of goes through this thing where he is a different person, essentially, almost like of him having the wisdom of Solomon and like all this other stuff. So he's kind of different when he grows up, and I would think him being a kid kind of.
I don't think he would change his personality like that. You know, he's still the same person.
I mean, it could. It's comics and superheroes, so it's not the craziest thing out there. And I would think in my head is what I kind of get from like, oh, I can be a completely different person when I'm this adult who's indestructible and awesome. Other than when I'm a kid, my life sucks because
I understand the less reserved part, but
yeah,
like, you know, how he interacts with Freddy is totally different, and like they fight a bit, but
yeah,
I don't know. They never quite meshed in my eyes.
Okay. Yeah, it was a bit of a disconnect, but at the same time, I just saw it as like when he's older as Shazam, he's just completely different. You know, I really liked both the actors. I thought they both did really, really good. Though there is that disconnect where they kind of both don't line up until the very like end of the movie. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I don't think Billy was likable like for most of the movie, which I kind of had an issue with.
Really?
Yeah. Like,
okay.
I get like he's had a real shitty childhood, but I don't know. He's just a dick to everybody, and like not in like the Tony Stark like, you know, like lovable asshole way. It's just like,
yeah, but then again, he is a kid, you know, who has these issues, I guess you'd say.
It's understandable.
Like, yeah.
I can understand it. I just didn't. He wasn't like fun to watch. He wasn't like easy for me to root for, I guess, other than him just being like a kid who went through shitty situations.
Yeah, okay. What do you think of everyone else overall? Like all the other actors?
They were great. All the kids were surprisingly good.
Yeah, kid actors are getting great.
The foster parents were good. You felt like the love coming from them. Mark Strong was pretty cheesy,
but I kind of dug the cheese, because I mean, Shazam said "holy moly" like twice.
Yeah, well, as compared to like Aquaman, which was real campy like the entire way through.
Yeah.
Like from the first scene, like it made sense for Ocean Master to be like, you know, this over the top just cliche villain, but this was trying to be a little more nuanced, I felt like. And
really, I kind of saw it as like that, just like villain upset, life treated him shitty, and then he's bad and wants to get back to the place that he got rejected to as a kid.
I mean, the movie as a whole was trying to be more nuanced, and then they had this one note villain, whereas Aquaman was just full on into the camp and cheesiness. So like all the characters kind of fit in that,
Okay.
and it's just that uh, that contrast.
Okay. I liked it. I mean, it's not like my favorite villain of all time, obviously. Like you need a bad like you just need a villain to throw in there for someone to go up against.
Mm-hmm.
Which I liked. I like well, that's a little bit spoilery, so I'll wait till later to say. But I liked his performance. Mark Strong is always good, and I want to see him in
I
more
think he
stuff
was
in the
fine.
I want to see him in more stuff in the DC universe if we can, I guess.
I'm sure he's coming back.
Yeah. What I like about the DC movies, compared like Aquaman and stuff, they haven't killed their bad guys. They're
That is
all
a very good thing.
they're all alive. Unlike the Marvel universe where it's like you got to murder them. We got to put them down.
Fucking Killmonger. How are you gonna like waste that?
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I give it props. Oh yeah, I guess that's I mean, a little bit of a spoiler, I guess that.
He survives.
But you know what? Maybe they shouldn't die in every movie. Okay? Maybe villains shouldn't die.
Especially in this more lighthearted movie.
Yeah, it is very much like a lighthearted movie. One like easily, probably the most lighthearted of like the whole series of DC movies so far. And I really like it. But best part for me is Zachary Levi's performance as Shazam. Yeah. I could watch him for days. If they do, I mean, they're probably gonna do a Shazam sequel because this movie's making money and it's making its like money back, and it's getting really well received by critics and fans. So they're gonna come back and do more. But I hope he eventually, when DC figures out all this, the Superman problem, the Batman problem, and all these other like issues of like the Flash and all this other stuff. I want to see him be with like Gal Gadot and Jason Momoa and Ray Fisher as Cyborg because I know he loves that character. I'd like to see him be part of the Justice League. I think it'd be pretty cool, especially when Billy gets kind of his stuff together a little bit. It'd be nice to see, but yeah, I want to see more of Shazam.
I was kind of negative, but Zach Levi as Shazam is fantastic.
Yeah,
like every scene of him as Shazam is great.
Yeah, and
that's just other stuff I had problems with.
Yeah,
I loved him.
Yeah. I mean, how could you not? He was pretty much born for this role at this point. I'm really glad they didn't do a dark version of this because it wouldn't have worked. It wouldn't have worked at all. So
let him spread his comedic wings.
He is.
He's a funny guy.
He is. He's really good. I'm really excited for Dwayne Johnson to be Black Adam and them to go toe to toe. Even though Dwayne Johnson's huge compared to Zachary Levi, but still, I mean, it's magic, so whatever. All the kid actors I thought were good. The little girl, like the little sister from This Is Us. Yeah, oh my god, she was so good. I loved her. Like her little things that she would say, and stuff that I'll get into in my spoiler talk. But yeah, I thought the whole family dynamic was good. I thought I liked it overall. It was cheesy and kind of generic at times, but also a little refreshing almost. Just a little bit of just how this kind of feels like a movie to me, how I felt about like watching Jumanji stuff back in the day, and or I can just watch it like endless times on repeat and then a bunch of times in the future, because I'll definitely buy this movie when it comes out. I love it. I really love this movie. I do like it more than Wonder Woman and Aquaman. But I mean, DC doesn't have the highest record of great movies so far. They just have those three. And then I give Man of Steel a fourth place, but even then, still.
It's got some distance in
between. Yeah, exactly. It's very different. Like Wonder Woman is kind of closer to the Man of Steel-ish era of stuff and Batman v Superman era, as Aquaman and Shazam are in this whole thing going forward, minus the Joker movie that's coming up, which looks different, which we'll talk about later too. But yeah, if you had to score it, what would you score it?
I'm gonna go Let's see. You throw out yours. I'm gonna think about it.
Okay, I'm gonna give it an 8.5 out of 10. A strong 8.5.
Well, that's not as high as I was expecting from you.
Oh. I love it. I mean, it's not like the best of the best, but of like DC movie wise, I still love it. It's not like, yeah, Aquaman was obviously an 8 and Wonder Woman's obviously a 7, blah, blah, blah. But yeah,
Wonder Woman 7. Okay. Oh, that's just ridiculous.
Shut the fuck up. All right.
I'd go 6.7 out of 10.
Okay.
I had a few things. Overall, it's pretty enjoyable though.
Yeah. Okay. Now we're gonna get into spoilers. Now, right now.
Let's do it.
So, I love the part when he's on. I like how it's set in Philadelphia, and I like how he's doing that whole performance in front of those people. He's like, lightning with my hands, lightning with my hands. I thought that was funny and good.
Rocky references were good.
Yeah, Zachary Levi.
The big reference was.
Oh my god, I loved that. As soon as he landed on the piano, he's like, "What?" And then Mark Strong just running along the piano. I thought it was so good. I also like how in this movie it doesn't have to be connected to the DC world. Really, it could be its own thing, and that's completely fine.
Mm-hmm.
But I like, hopefully, eventually they'll get together. But I like how it's just like references to stuff.
It's still set in the world, but it's not so like tethered to other stuff.
Yeah, like how Freddy just loves Superman.
It's not like setting up something else and like.
Yeah, thank God, which has always been their problem. They just push it out way too far. Now they're starting to like step back, like maybe we should just focus on the characters in the movie, and then maybe if it does good,
directors make their own movies.
Exactly. So,
speaking of, did you catch Annabelle?
I did in the pawn shop. Yeah, it was the first thing I saw. I was like, oh, that's a little cheeky. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. I dig it. So that one scary part, when Mark Strong visits his dad and stuff. I wasn't expecting it to get that kind of. It wasn't like terrifying, like, oh my god, oh fuck, just not like that. But I'm like, this is a little scary for kids. If a kid's gonna watch it, I'd be a little freaked out.
I definitely liked him just tossing his brother out the window. Like, holy shit.
Yeah, his family
we're doing this.
Terrible to him. Oh my god. As a kid,
it's a little too far.
Honestly, you know what? He hated him. He didn't like him. He thought they were terrible people.
So I liked that part, but I thought the sins were pretty dumb.
Really?
I did not like them at all.
Okay.
Like, just goofy CGI monsters is not what I've wanted or expected from the movie.
I didn't mind it.
I don't know if they were in any marketing or anything.
I think they were like kind of keeping that, I guess, because Savannah is kind of different in this movie than he is from the comics. Like, none of that stuff has ever happened to him. He's just kind of like this evil character who can see magic but not really do it. And it's this whole like story thing. They kind of changed it a little bit here. The sins, I was kind of expecting, because the 7 deadly sins are a pretty big thing for Shazam, I guess. That and Black Adam and Mr. Mind. But yeah, I'm upset there was no talking tiger.
I know. There were a shit ton of tiger references.
I was waiting for that. I was like, oh god, please just give me the cheese of the tiger, please.
I don't know how they would have introduced that in this movie.
I don't know either, but maybe in a sequel or a future movie,
Just so many fucking tigers in the movie.
Yeah, I'm trying to go off positives before I start to get into some negatives for spoilers. I like the Shazam family when they all grew up. I thought the whole thing where he had the staff, he's like, say my name, Billy.
Yeah.
It's like, no. The name I say to turn into this.
Turn into this.
Yeah. I
thought it was fun for sure, but I kind of wish they would have saved that for like a sequel or something. It made sense for like him actually being able to overpower Savannah and the Sins, but
because he needed help from his family.
Yeah, and it was a good like lesson and stuff, but it just made like him feel less like special.
Oh, really?
Because they're 5 other. I know that they're the Shazam or the Marvel family, but
they don't all have his powers though.
I know they each get like one.
Yeah, like Eugene had like the
Freddy
lightning.
Freddy gets flight.
Mm-hmm. Darla gets the speed, and Pedro gets the strength, and Miss Marvel, I'm not too sure what acrobatics.
Yeah, she had like nothing to do in that end fight, and I was bummed about that.
Would she get the wisdom of Solomon? I guess at that point. I don't know. Maybe they'll explore that.
I don't know the breakdown of his whole name. I don't have that memorized.
Wisdom of Solomon,
something of Hercules.
Strength of Hercules.
Achilles or something.
Courage of Atlas or something like that, or Achilles or something like that.
Zeus.
The something of Zeus. I think it's Atlas and Achilles, and then the speed of Mercury.
Okay.
So only missed 2 of them because
I guess she would be the wise one.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was a fun thing to introduce because I know that he's gonna need them for whenever eventually they fight Black Adam, who's gonna be more experienced than they ever will be with their powers.
Mm-hmm.
So he's gonna need help from all of them, even though they're kids. It's gonna be really weird to see him hurt like these kids because you're hurting a little like 6-year-old girl.
Yeah.
Meanie.
So why do they each only have one power when when Shazam and Black Adam are stacked?
I'm never really too sure about this, but I think that there's always like one leader for all of it, like how the Wizard Shazam was like the main one out of all of them, And there's always those separate ones, and I'm just thinking that it was the same thing for that, and then the Shazam Wizard was actually like the cream of the crop, like actual Zachary Levi Shazam and like Black Adam. But I'm not too sure how he could hand out powers like that, because then there'd be 2 Shazams technically of Black Adam and Shazam, or Captain Sparkle Fingers, or whatever you call him.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like how they didn't give him a name, because you really can't give him a name.
Yeah, he can't say it.
Yeah.
Because
I guess he could say it, but he would just have to move out of the way really fast. I suppose. Yeah, loved the mall scene where they fought. I thought that was a cool little twist of stuff that could happen, of just throwing the Batman toy at him. He's like, I'm Batman. Get him, Batman!
Mm-hmm.
Just tossing the toy. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I like how he discovers all of his powers, and I love the whole Freddy like recording him and trying to figure out his powers, like secret teleportation test, secret seeing if he's flame-proof test instead,
mm-hmm.
just lighting him on fire. I'm like, that's kind of fun, because it is what someone would do now if they got superpowers, or their best friend got superpowers,
Yeah.
So I thought that was cool.
Their relationship was great.
Yeah, I will say best shot of the whole thing was when Billy ran off the roof and said Shazam and then flew home. I thought that was the dopest part.
Which they spoiled in the trailer.
Yeah, but it was cool to see in the theater.
A lot of the best jokes were in the trailer.
Yeah, I liked the whole when they were like kind of a mile away and they were flying, and Savannah's going through his whole villain speech. He's like, "What?" He's like, "I can't hear you." He's like, "You're like a mile away." And he's like, "I'll feast you on your heart," and blah 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 blah. I'm like, oh, that's kind of a fun little twist. I kind of like how they made fun of Man of Steel just a little bit with that, like how Zod just does that whole speech or whatever.
Yeah.
And then the whole punching through the skies and stuff. I did kind of like, it's why I like Billy, because he kind of saw this thing through different glasses of his mom, like being this perfect woman of like, okay, I'm not too great at getting you this tiger, sweetie, like I'm trying my best. See, this compass will make you find your way home, blah 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 blah. And then through her eyes, she's like, yeah, I got it. Yeah, I'm not the best. All right, God. And it's like, man,
what a piece of shit.
I know. I'm like, jeez. And then he finds her, And he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm good. Like, I gotta go back to my real family now. Like, they actually want me, which she never did, and still didn't even want him now." So I thought,
it felt like a wet blanket to me. That
really,
whole like,
I'd
yeah,
like that more than if she's like,
it was
she
so
died
disappointing.
actually. I would hate that. If she's like, she just died. She died.
Well, what it was like, oh, she's just a piece of shit, and that's it.
Yeah, she was a
Like,
piece of shit. There's piece of
it,
shit moms everywhere.
yeah, I don't know.
This movie's good if you're an orphan.
Disappointing.
There's, you know, some parents are like that. We're like, we don't want our kid. I know a personal story of people who adopted a kid and then they're like, oh, we don't want him anymore after raising him for like 2 years.
Damn.
Yeah, so I'm like, there's pieces of shit out there. So I'd be bummed out too.
It was just like one scene, like, oh hey, you forgot me. They're like, oh yeah, I just left you. Okay, bye.
Well, you can tell he was a little heartbroken. Then he's like, "Oh yeah, there's people that actually love me and care about me, and so now I'm gonna go to them and go protect them because I love them." I don't know. I liked it, and then gave her the little globe thing. He's like, "You're gonna need it to find your way because you're a dumb bitch." Fuck you, bitch. You're poor. Haha. um.
Go to your job at fucking Chevy's or whatever.
Oh, got her with your abusive boyfriend, who, unlike my dad, who's in prison, which they said like twice, I think. Now, if I had to get into some negatives of the spoilers, I'm trying to think of some. I will say a lot of people do like the costume of the Shazam wizard. I thought it looked a little bad.
Yeah.
But whatever. I don't think they even got him.
Because
I mean,
beard.
yeah, because you saw him in the trailer and they didn't show his face. Like it was just all like long hair and that. And then I feel like they didn't get him till like later, like shoot it now, and that was it. I'm like, huh?
They just got the close-ups real quick.
Yeah, they're like, all right, that's it.
Diamond.
Yeah.
They pulled him off of Aquaman for the day.
I forgot he was in. Man, he's on a man. Captain Marvel, Aquaman.
His rounds.
He's a really good actor too. I'm kind of bummed that he disintegrated or whatever, but that always happens when Shazam gets his powers.
And he got like shot by Ocean Master, right?
Yeah, he did.
He was a fish man.
Really fast. I didn't. The third act of the final fight kind of went on for a bit long. I thought, but I do appreciate it that most of these like scenes were shot during the day of like Shazam doing his stuff, which I really appreciate it. I love it. It doesn't have to be dark all the time. So I really like that. I liked how small scope it kind of felt too. It's like, oh, it's just in Philadelphia, and people just love him for being an internet celebrity. He's not like their Jesus Christ.
Potentially world-threatening thing with the sins.
Yeah, but
it's like, was it the Shazam wizard who was talking about like the sins being released and
yeah, and it showed
like,
Black Adam doing that.
Yeah.
Which you saw? Did you see his name in the credits too?
Dwayne Johnson?
Yeah.
No.
He was a producer. He's one of the executive producers on this.
Oh, I did hear about that. I thought he was like in the cast.
No, I think when Shazam did show Billy the Black Adam thing, where it was like that little 3D yellow hologram thing or whatever.
Yeah.
It kind of looked like Dwayne Johnson a little, but not like crazy amount. But
yeah, it was obviously supposed to be Black Adam.
Yeah. So. Which I'm still excited for. I'm excited for his solo movie for these two to meet up now. Because if you have a really established villain or anti-hero or whatever, and then this hero, then I'm like, it could work out really well.
Yeah, I think it'll always benefit from development.
Yeah.
Time to breathe.
Mm-hmm. The Man of Steel cameo, that really it kind of made me a little sad, but I thought it was like whatever. It would have been better if I could have seen his face. But
I was just annoyed more than anything.
Hey man,
Like,
you can only blame DC for that one, for fucking with Henry Cavill
I
a
know.
lot. I know.
Give him more money, please. Give him a sequel.
Man, I want that sequel so bad. I want it so bad.
I would have rather the cameo just not be in there.
Really?
Yeah. If I had to pick between the two.
Yeah, I would have been fine with it just being Shazam showing up to the cafeteria. He's like, this is my best friend, Freddy, really dope kid, and all these other kids who I don't know seem also really dope.
Yeah.
I was like, I would have been fine with that. Thought that was like a cool little moment to show up the bullies. And
It was cool hearing the John Williams theme.
that was a little neat. I was like, what? I got it kind of sucked because it like built me up a little bit. I was like, they're gonna do it.
I know.
I was like
waiting for it.
I was like, holy
And
shit, they
it
got
cut
him.
to the wide, and it was still like neck down. Which
Yeah,
sucked.
you just see his chest down. I was like, oh man. I was like, come on. It's like, damn it. And it also
Fucking
just begs the
30
question.
minutes. We need Henry for
I know.
30 minutes for a day of shooting.
Just to be like, hey, Freddy, and just him going like, ah, and then that would have been a perfect way to end
Or
the movie.
just walk in and like smile. That's it.
True. I'm also curious how the hell Shazam got Superman.
Yeah.
I guess he could fly anywhere or something and try to get him. Or
How do you make that connection though?
I don't know. Fly to Metropolis, I guess, and he's like, please.
Just look around for him.
Yeah.
Like, because I'm guessing nobody knows, even though it's ridiculous that
Yeah.
Clark Kent isn't Superman.
Yeah.
They died on the same day.
Yeah, no one was able to pinpoint
Oh,
that.
Clark's
together.
back. Weird.
They're like, oh, and Superman's back at the same time. All right,
Yeah.
whatever. Like, that's pretty sick. And they kind of look alike. Like, Clark has a really distinct
don't say
jawline. Very
Kind of
distinct.
gorgeous.
Yeah, I know. It's weird. I mean, I couldn't fuck him with the glasses on, obviously, but take them off and might be able to work with something here. I don't know.
It's not like the Christopher Reeve Batman or Superman that like just feels like a totally different person. Like he
Mhm.
carries himself differently, and like, no, that's just fucking Superman.
Yeah.
Like, Clark and Superman are the same person.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my one negative out of all of it was that. I was really, just because it built me up, and I was like, oh, they did it. Oh, man. I was like, fuck. That just officially confirms that Henry Cavill is for sure done. Like, even Mark Ruffalo showed up at the credits of Iron Man 3.
Yeah. I don't want to see him go.
I know, it's time to face the facts that he is gone. And that they're going to have to redo it again. But, you know, it sucks because Superman is my favorite. But if they keep making movies like Shazam and Aquaman, and I swear to God, I am so hyped for Wonder Woman 84.
Mhm.
It's ridiculous. Like Chris Pine in a fanny pack in the 80s, in the Cold War. Come
Mhm.
on. Dude.
Pedro Pascal being
Woo!
somebody.
I
don't
know.
care who he is.
I don't
but
care.
love
He's
him.
in the movie. Kristen Wiig is Cheetah, which, you know, I'm excited for it.
See?
They get good performances out
Patty
of these
can do
people. Yeah, they get good performances. Yeah. Though Shazam, great movie. A lot of third act kind of went on a bit too long. There's a bit of cheese, but it was very lighthearted and fun with Zachary Levi's performance the whole time that it kind of just didn't really matter to me. Kind of like Aquaman, like Jason Momoa's performance and him having like a totally awesome time with it, which I'm like, you know what? It balances out the whole movie. Like,
Well,
I don't really.
Aquaman 2 was just like gorgeous
It's just
through the whole
Aquaman.
movie.
It's not the sequel.
Aquaman 2.
Idiot.
Excuse me. That movie was pretty as fuck.
It was gorgeous. Though this movie did have a very smaller budget than that movie.
Oh, I know.
So,
But like that is a big reason why I like it more than Shazam, is because it's just so nice to look at like the whole time.
mhm.
Even if it's all super cheesy and the writing isn't great,
Yeah.
like you can still just like sit back and like just enjoy the visuals.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the mid-credit scene too with the caterpillar thing. That's Mr. Mind.
Yeah.
It was voiced by David Sandberg.
Some deep cuts.
Yeah, I was like,
Was
wow.
that David Sandberg?
Yeah, that was him. That was his voice. You know what? I'm all
He
for it.
played the three crocodile guys too, apparently.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Wow. You know what? If those mid credit scene with that, I'm stoked for it. Like let's keep it going with this crazy cheesiness
Yeah,
of
weird.
it. I'm completely fine with it. I think it could be. It's benefited them really well, so they could keep going in this
Just
direction.
embrace the weird shit.
Yeah, exactly, and we'll be good. But yeah, I say anything else for spoilers wise, because that was about the things that.
I don't think so.
All right. I guess the opening with the villain, I thought that was a bit risky, which movies don't really do a whole lot. I was like, all right, let's establish a little bit of backstory, and that's how it opens up. Like, that's fine. It kind of went on for a little bit too long, but whatever.
I think the whole first act dragged a little bit.
Yeah, it was. It wasn't until
he got his powers.
Yeah, it wasn't that. See, that was the thing. Was that, and when he did become Shazam, I was like, all right, let's go. That's why I think with this movie, it was still really good, but with the sequel, I feel like they could do better because now he's already Shazam, and there's this whole foundation already like planted that now it can only go up.
It's just the origin story.
Yeah,
shit. So.
Like Wonder Woman 84, they planted the roots. It's just gonna keep going from there. Even Aquaman, he wasn't king, but now he is. Now he's gonna have to live with the struggles of being king. So, you know, you're welcome, Warner Brothers. Hey, you know, I'm not saying I'm available, but
start on that Shazam 2 screenplay.
There we go. I'll start writing it down now. Billy says Shazam.
Just Zach Levi doing shit for 2 hours.
Honestly, I would watch that movie. Just him messing around, and having a fun time.
The good parts.
Those were really good. But yeah, that will be the end of our spoiler review of Shazam. I say, do you think people should go out and see this movie in the theater? I think so.
Sure.
Yeah, I know a lot of people were really. I mean, I already know a lot of people were really liking it so far.
Yeah.
So, would you buy this movie if it came out?
I don't think so.
We're not friends anymore.
Damn.
It's okay.
I wanted to love it. I went in.
No, you didn't, you little grumpy bitch.
You're right. Are you gonna be mad at me that I liked Captain Marvel more than Shazam?
Upset. No.
Just an SJW cuck.
God, you would be. You would be. Kidding. No, it's fine to have.
Woke.
It's fine to have different tastes. Hey, that just means whenever we live together, I could throw on Shazam and you could throw on Captain Marvel because I probably won't buy Captain Marvel when it comes out. Would you buy Captain Marvel when it comes out?
Yeah.
Okay, so there we go. That just balances out. Works out well for the both of us.
No use in having 2 copies.
Yeah, there's no point. We're just wasting money.
Yep.
Just wasting a little bit of money. So we're good there. But yeah, spoiler review for Shazam. That's our thoughts. What do you think if anybody's watching? You want to put in those comments? Maybe I'll probably read them. We don't get a lot of viewers. I probably got like 70 views on one video. That was pretty lit. So let me know how it is. Larry will probably let me know how it is. Shout out to Larry again.
What up, Larry?
#1 Dweeb Queens fan.
We call him Big Dick Larry around here.
He's a tall boy, a tall handsome boy with a big dick, big old dick. He's going to the gym. I saw him there. He's getting swole. He's gonna be God's perfect man, blonde hair and blue eyes. So
Party Larry, you're the perfect man, perfect Aryan man.
You're better than the both of us. We're both dweebs.
Yep.
So But yeah, that's our spoiler review. Thank you for listening, and I love you. Bye.